It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the new rewards added to NBA 2K23 MyTEAM today, and the vaults out of online rewards, offline rewards, and also our limited reward, who is my GOAT, Karl Anthony Towns. Now here's the deal, guys. I'm not in position to get the 6 limited rings on either account, so for me, it's not that big of a deal. Here's the deal with Cat, though, and I'm going to just be strictly honest with you guys, okay? We'll go look at the cards and talk about them, but as far as a limited reward, which basically means Cat isn't going to be available for what, at least, I don't know, another week or two. I got to find, are they in the reward section? Not going to be available for what, 3 more weeks, I think is what it is. It's hard for me to really sit there and hype that up, right? I mean, that's just kind of my opinion on things. If a card takes that long to get released, to come out again and just get released, it's hard for me to sit there and hype him up, okay? Cat here, obviously 7 feet tall, basically gonna give you what Joel Embiid gives you on the court. That's what Cat's gonna provide. So if you like Joel Embiid, you're probably gonna like Big Cat. Basically a free level 40 card in Joel Embiid and Cat. At the power forward position, I don't mind him at all. Is he gonna be, as good as Yao, as good as Tacko? No. As good as Wemby, KP? No. But can he hold it down for you, especially if you're no money spent? Absolutely. The problem is, by the time Cat is out, there's going to be cards that are just as good as Cat with the endgame and invincible packs that are eventually going to come for what? 3, 4, 5,000 MT. I mean, maybe, 10,000 MT at that. So, I mean, is Cat worth getting if you've already got your 3 rings? Probably. But for me, I'm not too worried about it. I missed out on Cat. The only reason I kind of want Cat is because he's my favorite player. Other than that, I could honestly care less. I mean, again, just another 7-foot endgame. There's nothing that crazy about him. I will say it's your first usable Cat card this year, though. So, I mean, Cat's all year long has gotten bad releases, right? I mean, his base release isn't good. Ronnie hoes him with that every single year. Obviously, the new and improved endgame release is going to be really good on Cat. But again, am I really excited about it? I mean, not too much. Now, here's your online reward. It's Moses Malone. Now, I'm going to start off by talking why I like Moses Malone. So, that's where I've got to start today. Why do I like Moses Malone? Well, he's an endgame at 6'10 at the small forward position. For free, okay? And can he play? Absolutely. Okay, he can absolutely play in my team. He's going to be able to momentum behind the back. He's basically a Bill Russell that can play small forward. I don't want to compare him to Banchero because Banchero can't do the misdirection, not momentum, misdirection behind the back. Banchero can't do that. Moses Malone can't. And so that's why I like Moses Malone. He's obviously going to be able to move and groove at 6'10 as an endgame. Why do I not like Moses Malone? Well, we've got KP, we've got Bobo, we've got Wemby, we've got all of these cards that are going to be better than Moses Malone. Is Moses Malone even top 10 at that small forward position? I don't know. I'd go as far as to saying I might even rather run interdimensional Bobo over him, just because that is how important height is in my team. Now, is he better than who he replaced, which was Dale Ellis? Yes, Moses Malone is better than Dale Ellis. I'm not going to sit up here and argue that. But my whole thing is this. 6'10 at this stage of my team just leaves something to be desired. Now, if you get him out of Unlimited, you can play. Because he's another endgame, again, you can add to the squad. Maybe if you get him, you run Bender at that 2. Downsize at the 3 and go from there. But again, I just don't get why we're getting undersized end games at this stage of my team. That's just kind of my whole mindset behind it, is he's just undersized. He's going to be able to move because he doesn't weigh too much, but he is undersized at the end of the day. And we got a Bill Russell, a month ago, that is literally the same card outside of, his position, his power forward center. So if you want to see what Moses is like, go back and watch my Bill Russell gameplay. I know he's a lefty, but he is basically going to provide the exact same thing that Bill Russell does on the court. Our last reward, new reward that we got today, is the endgame Vince Carter. Now, this one is one I don't mind too much, right? Because he is a point guard, shooting guard at 6'6". Very similar to what J.R. Smith is going to provide, or very similar to Kobe, MJ. The reason I don't mind it is, at the point guard position, right? I'm running Magic. He's a little taller at 6'9". But you can downsize a little at that point guard position. Like if I was to run Vince with Jonathan Bender, that's not the worst case scenario. And at 6'6", Vince can guard guys like Luka. He can guard guys like Tracy McGrady. He can guard guys like Paul George. He can guard those guys, right? Because he's 6'6". Sure, it's a little upsized on who he has to guard. But he's going to be able to move. He's going to be able to groove. And he's going to knock down shots for you guys. I like Vince Carter a decent amount in my team. Now, am I going to, again, sit here and just gas him beyond belief? No, because I don't think, he is that next level of good per se. But I will say, if you do get Vince Carter, he is more than usable. If I had Vince Carter on this account, he would play over Hero Jokic. And so I do think, when talking about Vince Carter, as far as a free endgame, the way you got to look at it is, he is a free new endgame that is just as good as MJ, just as good as Kobe, who people love and adore. Again, do I wish there was some variation with these endgame cards and they didn't all have copy-paste SIGs? Yes, I absolutely wish that was the case. But it's just not. All of these cards are the same. So, how would I rank them as far as worth? Who's worth it between Cat? Who's worth it between Moses? Who's worth it between with Vince? The one thing I would start off by saying is, none of these cards are necessarily quote-unquote worth grinding for. None of these cards are top 5 at their respective positions. I mean, they're all probably top 50 cards in the game, but that doesn't really say much. So I would say whatever position you need the most. If you need a point guard, grind for Vince. Or if you like grinding offline modes, grind for Vince. If you need a small forward in a big-time way, pick up Moses Malone. Or not pick him up, but grind for Moses Malone. Grind up, grind MyTEAM Unlimited, stuff like that. And if you need a big man in the middle, you need a power forward and center, and you can't afford the Tackos, those type of guys, and you love Cat, and you've already got 3 rings, you might as well finish it out. That's kind of the way I would think about this and kind of how I'd prioritize things. Again, none of these cards, in my opinion, are bad. None of them are, let's say, top 5 at their respective positions. So, as far as are these rewards great? No, I'm not super stoked about these rewards. I was hoping Cat would be an online reward so I could get him and then use him and have fun with him. But of course, they stick him in MyTEAM Limited where I can't even get him. Feels like 2K's attacking me, right? They could have stuck any of these other guys in Limited. Of course, they stick the endgame Karl Anthony Towns there, who again, I can't get, I can't afford, which in turn definitely does rub me the wrong way. So, new rewards in my team, are they worth it, are they not? That is totally up to you. I don't really mind any of them. Am I super high on any of them? No. Just ultimately play the game modes that you guys like the most. Again, the reason I, play a lot of triple threat offline is really just because, honestly, I feel like it's rewarding, especially with these Shaq packs, obviously, that my team has added in there. Feels like you do get decently rewarded for playing the game as far as when it comes down to triple threat offline with quick selling Shaqs, with all those types of things. But to me, again, none of these new rewards really, they're better than the old ones, don't get it twisted. None of these cards that were like, wow, like I really need to go get them. Like, they're fine. They're just not necessarily that next level good in my team. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Hopefully it helped you guys decide which of these cards you guys personally want to go for in my team. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, man, I love you guys. And have a blessed day.